am getting loaded up and getting ready to go to Louisiana for the weekend. So in years past, I have gone to this event every year and I've loved it. It's put on by the Southeast Louisiana Gumbo group. And they come to Houston and they put on a luncheon for all of like the travel agents and people that like to talk about travel on social media and blogs like myself. And they get us together at Ruth's Chris and we have an awesome steak dinner, and they bring in all the different travel bureaus from Southeast Louisiana, and all of the different parishes get to come up and talk about like what's great about their area, what they have to offer, places to stay, places to eat, and things to do, and every festivals, right? And so it's really fun. We get to see what's going on in Louisiana and what there is outside of New Orleans, which I love New Orleans, but it's not everybody's cup of tea. Sometimes you want a little bit slower a pace. And so this year though, they're doing something different. They invited a lot of us Houston-based travel agents and bloggers and social media people like myself, and we are going to Baton Rouge, and then we're starting there and then touring around the whole southeast region of Louisiana. So we get to check out some of the different parishes, we get to stay in some of the hotels, do some of the activities, eat at some of the restaurants that we've heard about in the past, which is awesome. And now we get to actually go and experience for ourselves. And I'm so excited to be able to take you guys along with me and show you what all there is to offer. I've got an itinerary already and it looks like it's going to be an amazing weekend. I cannot wait. So let's get going, and here we go.
The new 87-room Origin Hotel Baton Rouge, a Wyndham hotel, stands as a testament to the city's rich history, located steps from the legendary Mississippi River. Once home to the Baton Rouge Savings and Loan Association, and later the esteemed East Baton Rouge Arts and Technology School, the building preserves its legacy with murals, artwork, and journals intricately woven into its design. Not only are the rooms and common areas impeccably designed, but the hotel has also thought of some pretty great amenities like a roof deck, state-of-the-art fitness center, pet-friendly accommodations, and a complimentary bike rental.
So the Southeast Louisiana Gumbo group always has the best gift bags. If you haven't seen my videos on them before, they're the best. Like last year there was a real alligator head in it. So we're gonna see how this goes. You never really know what you're gonna reach in this bag for. Ooh, I love that. Oh, it's got, okay, so I just learned that this building on here is the first state capitol in Louisiana. It looks like a castle. It's right there on the Mississippi River. It's beautiful. Oh, yes. Yes, please. Yep. Love me some seasoning. This will definitely get used. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to take some time to get ready for dinner, and then we're going to get going on the next leg of our trip.
Today, On behalf of the Southeast Louisiana Gumbo region, I'm delighted to extend a warm welcome to our guests from Texas. It's an honor to host this media fam tour and to share the vibrant and diverse tapestry of Southeast Louisiana with you. Our region, fittingly named the Gumbo region, encompasses the rich cultural and historical essence of 12 unique parishes: Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, Point Capee, St. Helena, Tangipahoa, Washington, West Baton Rouge, West Feliciana, and the Louisiana River parishes, which encompasses 3 parishes of its own, so she has her hands full. St. Charles, St. James, and St. John parishes. Each parish is a distinct ingredient in our regional gumbo, contributing its own flavor, history, and charm to create a truly unique experience. From the towering Louisiana state capitol to the heart of lively Cajun country, from the grandeur of historic plantation homes to the exuberance of our many festivals, Southeast Louisiana offers a cultural richness and vibrance unlike any other. Our region is not just a destination, it's a celebration of life, heritage, and community. We look forward to sharing with you the sights, sounds, and tastes of our beloved region. And we are confident that you will leave with a deeper appreciation for the warmth and hospitality that define the Southeast Louisiana Gumbo Group. Thank you for joining us, and welcome to South.
I mean, it's weird to do this at the end of the talk, but I wanted to welcome everybody to West Baton. We're a parish museum, history and regional art museum, but our nickname is the Sugar Museum. As far as I know, we're the only museum in the world specifically focused on sugar production, and the sugarcane industry. But really where it gets interesting is that we focus on the culture that developed around the sugar plantations and the sugar industry. So the museum is this main building, but also 6 acres, this whole 6-acre block here with 7 historic buildings. All these buildings have been moved here from sugarcane plantations within the parish. So none of them has been moved further than a couple miles down the road. So just to give you a quick idea of what we have a plantation home built in 1830. That's the white home that y'all may have seen, the Aye house. This is an enslaved cabin built in the 1850s. We've got 2 more red cabins that were built after the Civil War that were moved from the same plantation. Over on the side, we've got a green building that's the plantation store that was built in the 1890s. And then you're in the juke joint, which is a 1940s era structure that was moved here from directly across the street. Most of the stuff in here comes from the personal collection of Kenny Neal. If anybody knows Kenny Neal or knows about him. He's of the Neal family. This whole wall is dedicated to the Neal family. Kenny's mostly on the right side because it's chronological. But yeah, Mr. Neal's donated a lot of the stuff in here to give it the ambiance of a juke joint, and it is a concert venue. So in the cooler months of the year, we have concerts out here.
Grows in the bottom, correct? So it kind of grows down there and all the sand and the gravel, they always say they're dirty. These are grown in a bucket, hanging from a wire at the top of the water. So they filter 100 times faster and cleaner than normal oyster. So you get more of a truer flavor with this. We have a vignette sauce with it, which keeps the oyster flavor there versus like using the cocktail sauce, which kind of changes the flavor. The vignette sauce keeps a very true flavor to it. My suggestion is try it without anything because you taste the natural flavor of the oyster. And like I said, it's a much cleaner taste to it because it's hanging from the buckets in the water and they're filtering 100 times faster than normal oysters.
This is the Myrtles in St. Francisville, Louisiana. Here we will visit the plantation, cottages available to stay in, Elta Coffee, and Restaurant 1796.
History dates back far beyond that. Native American settlers have been here in the area for over 10,000 years. The soil is very rich here, and so it's really great for agriculture. And the first Europeans discovered St. Francisville in like the 1600s along the Mississippi, of course. And so it's just been a bustling center of activity ever since. And y'all are here today, which is great.
Yes, you can stay in one of America's most haunted homes. The Myrtles Plantation is a historic home and former antebellum plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana, built in 1796 by General David Bradford. The home has been featured on many different television shows for its mysterious past. Shows like Unsolved Mysteries, Ghost Hunters, and The Most Terrifying Places in America have all documented some of the abnormal feelings and sightings experienced at this property. We didn't have anything happen within our group, but this may be something you need to experience for yourself. Whether you believe it is haunted or not, this property is undeniably gorgeous. Architecture, immaculate gardens, and welcoming people are worth the visit. They have tours available at both day and night, starting at $20 per adult, and they have military and children discounts available. You'll want to reserve your tour online in advance. Elta Coffee is the latest offering to open on the property and is open 7 days a week. In the shop, they have delicious coffees, teas, and pastries available. There's also a gift shop if you're looking for something to take home with you. Even if you're not staying at the property, be sure to stop by and grab something to go or relax in the lounge for a bit. Not only can you stay in a room in the main house, but you can also choose to stay on property in one of the other cottages as well. Made entirely of cypress and antique heart pine, the crepe myrtle, cypress, live oak, and willow cottages feature a large sitting area furnished with a sofa, 2 upholstered chairs, and a farm table with bench seating. Each cottage has 1 large bedroom with 2 queen-size beds. Each also has a private bathroom with a shower. The cottages have front porches with 4 hand-honed rocking chairs and a fabulous view of the pond and the gazebo. Rooms range from $340 to $1,200 per night, depending on whether you're in a cottage or in the main house. Centered around a 10-foot wood-fired hearth, Restaurant 1796 offers fresh Southern ingredients finished to perfection over the fire with a family-style feel. Not only is the restaurant eclectically elegant, but most of their dishes have either passed through or somehow been touched by the fire of the hearth. Guests are encouraged to choose individual main proteins and then fill their table with small plates and shareables handcrafted from fresh local produce. The whole experience makes for engaging conversation and brings a relaxed atmosphere to fine dining with, of course, mouth-watering cocktails and desserts too. Be sure to make a reservation as they get booked up quickly.
So I started this job in August of 2022. I moved here July 30th, started August 1, and I couldn't get rid of Tico ever since.
Yep, because I love it here.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But this building, and there's a building in the back that were all just old, dilapidated warehouses with nothing in there. This black building did not exist. This was not existing at all. It just looked completely different. But then Morgan, who you met, the Charlets, they got together, and then the owner of the future owner of the brewery all got together to make the North Commerce Street district. It's a private thing, and it's kind of a joint marketing effort that they're all doing, and so that's who helped create this spot right here as an open green space for whoever to use. And the Charlets, they own, that's a menswear and women's wear shop all the way in the end of Black Building, Dale and Marlowe. The Corbel is a furniture store, and their claim to fame is antique European doors and chests and different things like that. And then they opened up the Mallory, which is a wedding event space that just opened up in the spring and the fall. And then they just opened up Hotel Tucson about 2 weeks ago to kind of go along with that. That's an 8-room bed and breakfast. And that the Corbel's Gardens room or space is that pavilion right over there.
Welcome to the St. Francisville Inn and Spa, where peace and tranquility are equally paired with sophistication and style. This 11-room boutique hotel is the epitome of class and relaxation. The shaded porches are perfect for enjoying a glass of ice-cold sweet tea and watching the day go by. Home-cooked meals are served for lunch and dinner, as well as the continental breakfast each morning in the inn's on-site restaurant, The Saint. You won't want to miss eating there. They were named one of America's top restaurants. At the end of 2023, the inn added a new feature, a luxurious spa where you can get facials, scrubs, cupping, and massages. You also don't have to be a guest at the inn in order to dine or take advantage of the spa services. I also love that the St. Francisville Inn is within walking distance of shopping, several restaurants, and coffee shops. Plus, the town trolley is free, so it can take you wherever you need to go in town. So grab your complimentary glass of champagne at check-in, kick up your feet by the pool, and get ready to relax.
Well, I will start with a little history on this side of the river. If you see, it says the General Robert Darrow approach to the bridge. General Darrow was a brigadier general in the Marine Corps. Well, we're going to cross our beautiful Audubon Bridge here in just a minute. On the other approach is Brigadier General John Archer Lejeune, who founded the modern-day Marine Corps. And we in Point Capee have 7 generals from the military. Wow. In our little parish, it's 21,000 people, and has been for the last 100 years. So we have a very rich military history, and to have those 2 distinguished gentlemen from both sides of the river right here, you know, we're pretty proud of that. Point Capee Parish was established about 300 years ago, and we were under Spanish rule, French rule. You know, we've had a long history, and it's all based around this beautiful river. So the original settlement, when we get up on the bridge, I can show you where it was. We used to have a ferry here where this bridge is. So I grew up crossing the ferry, and it was a mad dash if you were running late, you know, because then you had to wait 30 minutes. But I was talking with Carlin when we were driving over, and I was just remembering what it was like when you were waiting for the ferry, where everybody got out of the car and visited. And then we got pralines from Miss Mary, who was selling them at the landing. And then we got on the ferry, the horn blew, scared everybody to death. You know, so you watch everybody jump and laugh. And then we all got out of our cars and visited some more. So, you know, in true Southern style, it was a big social gathering. And that was during the day, during the night, it didn't matter what time of day. Crop now, historically that wasn't always the case, but the largest producing crop in Point Capee Parish at this time is sugarcane. And we grow about 65,000 acres of sugarcane, and the financial, you know, impact in Point Capee is it's about 25 million a year. So it's really huge, and we'll pass some sugarcane farms along the way. And you can see all these trees and all the foliage. Well, that's all due to the Mississippi River, because the soil is so rich that things just grow like wild here. So in Point Capee Parish, we're surrounded by 3 rivers: the Mississippi, the Atchafalaya, and the Red Rivers. And the river, actually, where we're going to have lunch today, is False River. It's an oxbow lake. The Mississippi used to run there, and in like 1713 it changed course and left behind this beautiful lake that we'll dine on today.
Morel's has been around since 1926. It started as a cafe and a hotel on that grassy lot over there, but it's no longer there. So in 1982 they built, there was a little bait shop that was down the hill, and they moved their restaurant down here to the bait shop. Once they went through lots of floods, it burned down once, and then they just, every time they would rebuild, they made it a little bit bigger. So now it's one of the few places that can be built over the water. So they have stipulations now about building on over the water.
Back in the day, there were no roads.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to meet Steve Bergeron, who is the owner of Bergeron's Pecans. They sell all over the world with their famous pecans right here. They shell them, they pick them, they shell them, and ship them out straight from New Roads here.
Our Houston guest last year, the year before, no, last year really, received them. Either the chocolate, well, most of the chocolate bags. And the plain.
Yeah, so you're gonna, I hope none of you have a nut allergy because you're about to go home with a lot of nuts. Yes. Yeah, so Mr. Steve's here. He brought his original Bergeron pecans there for you on the table. We also got his cousin who makes the candied ones, and those are the company Point Capi Pecan, and those are chocolate, candied, and roasted. You're also getting some of those as well. Oh. So you should be totally nutted out. Like I said last night, the #1 sugar producing parish in Louisiana out of 23 parishes. There's 11 sugar mills left in Louisiana. One of them is here in Point Capi Parish, and her dad owns it. So during COVID, she lived in New York. She was working art galleries. COVID shut her down. She came home to the farm and realized her cousin that was doing this distillery it just wasn't going as planned. So she stepped in and rebranded to Oxbow, which is Oxbow Falls River, and so the sugar and the molasses that comes straight out of the sugar cane that's planted here in our parish goes directly downtown Baton Rouge to her distillery where they make rum. So she had a pet emergency this morning.
I understand.
But her husband's here and he's just as cool. So and she may show up eventually. So his name's Revel. He's down there getting those welcome drinks ready. And you'll get to taste some of their rum that is milled straight from the fields right here in Point Capi.
Welcome to Tangipahoa Parish. We are so glad to have y'all here. This was the Robert exit, and so that gas station that we were just at, right behind it, is one of our camping resorts. Suncoast Reunion. They just changed the name from Reunion Lake to Suncoast Outdoor New Orleans North Shore. So it's a mouthful. Yeah. So, and then on the other side of the interstate is another camping resort, Fireside. They're both famous with their lazy rivers and their camping sites that they have. So that's where we were right now. We are heading to Global Wildlife. We have over 2,000 free roaming exotic and endangered animals out here. So get ready, you're gonna get up close and personal. Some might get a little too close. Yes. But that's where Dana comes in handy, because she makes sure she brings us this little kit that she has with wipes and everything, because some of them like to give you kisses and get a little slobbery. So, but it's okay. We're going to have you taken care of. I'm so glad you're excited about that. We're going to be doing a private pins tour today. So I think we have 2 of them scheduled, correct? So they'll be able to take us where the animals are on our daily basis out at Global Wildlife, and they're going to meet us out there and tell you a whole lot more about the facility. But they have their wagon tour that goes out and just stays on the roads and everything. So you're getting like the Mac Daddy of the tour.
We do. We have a lot of really cool things here in our area. The parish is 51 miles long, so it's very diverse, full with rich history and culture. A lot of historic sites are in our area as well. And campgrounds, we have one of the largest concentrations of campgrounds here in our parish that are in the state. So we have 9 campgrounds total. So if you're looking for more of that laid back, pampered, kind of Barbie camping experience, we have those 2 resorts that are very hands-on, and there's so many services, adult only section, family section. So if you're not one to be bothered by little ones, there's a lot of different events they have going on at our campgrounds. But then we have more of the rustic camping as well. So it's a good mix.
So I mentioned that we have our Gnarly Barley with our brewery and everything. So today they are celebrating what they call NARFest. They're celebrating 10 years today at our brewery, and so they have a big event happening there. They have the 610 Stompers in town for that. We also this weekend are hosting the Special Olympics Summer Games at our university, Southeastern Louisiana. So we're very proud of those things. There's always so many things that are happening here. As we keep kind of making our way north, I'll mention we are home to Covey Raz Lodge. It started out as just a hunting and membership, like skeet shooting, and they have their membership hunts. It has evolved to really wonderful things. A lot of our 5-star restaurants in New Orleans receive their vegetables from our farms here at Covey Raz. And so we just were able to host last year a regional shoot that's only held in 6 places in the United States, and we had one of them here in Husser, Louisiana. So it's something that we're very, very proud of. They're always constantly working to bring things in.
If I told you there were zebras, giraffes, camels, and bison in Southeast Louisiana, you would probably think I'm nuts. But it's true. The Global Wildlife Center in Folsom, Louisiana has a 900-acre wildlife preserve, and this is no simple drive-through experience. The Global Wildlife Center is one of the largest free-roaming wildlife preserves of its kind in the country. They are home to over 2,000 exotic, endangered, and threatened animals from all over the world. The staff were all so amazing. They showed us around the kangaroo and capybaras areas and told us all about how the animals are cared for.
900 acres that our animals roam on. 260 of that is fenced off, where we actually plow our own grass and our hay during the winter seasons. Sometimes even more than that, just depending on how busy we are with school groups and stuff, to give some supplemental grazing feed. Sorry, I gotta do it. But yeah, the animals get to do whatever they want. Basically control their own like birth control. Like they can have one in the pouch and then have one already like locked and loaded in the fallopian tube, and they can choose when they want to release that fertilized egg to give birth. And they're the size of a little teeny tiny jelly bean, like whenever they're first born, and they are born outside of the pouch, and the little jelly bean of them crawls up back into mom's pouch. Wow. So like it's so cool. Like it's crazy.
If I told you there were zebras, giraffes, camels, and bison in Southeast Louisiana, you would probably think I'm nuts. But it's true. The Global Wildlife Center in Folsom, Louisiana has a 900-acre wildlife preserve, and this is no simple drive-through experience. The Global Wildlife Center is one of the largest free-roaming wildlife preserves of its kind in the country. They are home to over 2,000 exotic, endangered, and threatened animals from all over the world. The staff were all so amazing. They showed us around the kangaroo and capybaras areas and told us all about how the animals are cared for.
Miss Abrams could not afford any comedy routine, so I'm gonna do that. And we also research, and we know that we can't do barbecue better than you, we can't do country music better than you, and we can't do rodeos better than you. But we do have an alligator wrestling competition out here. Oh. There's a couple things I want to express to y'all, and I think they're gonna allow me to say that to the crowd. But I want to make this one of your most memorable stops you made today. So whatever that means, if I have to, I don't know, jump in the pool with no shirt or something. I want to tell you how much it means for us, for y'all to come down here for this little bitty old parish. We're only 160,000 people, guys. Y'all got that probably in a county somewhere that's close by. But before I get too tongue-tied, because I have been drinking the Jack Daniels, I've been sampling. Jack Daniels is right.
It's a Louisiana Saturday night.
Right, it is Saturday. And we do have a fiddle, because they say if you bring a fiddle to the thing. So anyway, let me turn this back over before I get any more.
I want y'all to get out there and enjoy the great music and the great food.
What we're going to do is we are going to first start with the mansion tour, which is a guided tour at 10:30. So we're going to make our way that way because it takes a little bit to go through the gardens. They have 38 acres of gardens on the property. So you're going to get a guided tour of the historic mansion first. And then after that, you'll have about an hour or so to also come and take a tour on your own of the museum, which is the Great River Road Museum. And this tells all the early life of living along the Mississippi River corridor. So there's plenty of information for the whole region, not just our area here. There is the Sweet Spot Landing here that you might want to take a stroll up, and then you can go over and see the Mississippi River. And this is where some of the cruise ships dock here, which American Cruise Line and Viking Cruise both dock here as well.
We saw them at the cabins.
You saw them?
Okay. Cabins, yep.
Yep. So they're right there. The Mississippi River's right there on the other side of the levee if you want to take this walkway on the Red Bridge. And they have a fabulous gift shop and beautiful gardens and everything. So you'll have a little free time to go and do all of that after we do the mansion tour.
From the moment we arrived on property, we were absolutely blown away with the beauty of Hummus House and its surrounding gardens. This antebellum home was built in the 1800s and was part of a sugarcane plantation.
is Layla, and here's our guide today. This is our billet's room. This is billet's table. The table was made in 1878, and it belonged to John Burnside in his later years.
In the spring of 2003, the estate of Dr. George Crozat auctioned off the entire contents of the mansion and grounds. Kevin Kelly, a New Orleans businessman, purchased the mansion and surrounding grounds and began the task of restoring the mansion and gardens. The mansion, having undergone over 200 years of construction and remodeling by various owners, reflected a multitude of styles. It was impossible to restore the house to a definite period without sacrificing elements from other important periods of history. The choice was made to select the best features from various periods to showcase a legacy of each family in the mansion. After extensive restorations to the house and grounds, the Hummus House reopened for tours in November of 2003. Mr. Kelly allows tours of the mansion and gardens. However, the Hummus remains his private residence, as it was for previous owners for over 240 years. Tours are $35 per person for adults and are approximately 1 hour in length.
The big one on the corner over there is 600 years old.
Wow.
Now these trees y'all see right here, this is what's known as our alley of oaks. Oftentimes you would see these planted in plantations. It was kind of there from with air conditioning because they didn't have any. Well, what happened is the wind, it come off the river, down this alley of oaks, it would create a wind tunnel. It would drop this temperature here about 5 to 10 degrees. Sorry, y'all. Now, our alley of oaks used to be a lot bigger, but in 1930, they decided to build a levee. Unfortunately, they had to cut down 16 of the trees. There would have been 8 more on each side, and then the gate you see, it would have been across the levee near the river.
There's also a self-guided garden tour available, and you won't want to miss it because the gardens are immaculate and contain so many unique art pieces. The Gardens of Hummus House, spanning 38 acres, are a panoramic of indigenous Louisiana plant life and stunning exotics designed to beckon visitors to extend their stay. The gardens are planned to reflect the unique beauty of each part of the year with an extensive color renewal each April and November. Many sitting areas have been provided around the property to invite guests to sit and experience the year-round grandeur of the ancient oak alley, the fragrance in spring and summer blooms, and the sights and sounds of bird life, wildlife, and plantation life of long ago. Each courtyard displays a dramatic water feature where exotic lotus and lily pads thrive. Large and colorful koi briskly circle the ponds, providing vibrant colors and a peaceful feeling. While on property, there's plenty of places for you to eat. First up is Carriage House. This beautiful space offers a casual lunch in the most stylish of spaces. Right across the hall is the Turtle Club. This little bar has so much personality. Everywhere you look, there's an interesting art piece or interesting decorative item. I'd love to spend an evening there chatting with friends. Lastly, there's Dixie Cafe. This buffet service offers all of the Southern classics in one stop. There is also a fine dining option for dinner called Latil's Landing Restaurant. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner are available in both casual and fine dining settings. Just minutes from Baton Rouge and New Orleans, these restaurants have varying menus reflecting traditional Louisiana cuisine. Each menu is updated seasonally to reflect the availability of locally grown produce, providing a true farm-to-table experience. Both tourists and locals enjoy the quaint feeling of the intimate settings each restaurant and the Turtle Bar provide. It's easy to imagine dining in the 1830s when using exact replicas of the original china used by General Wade Hampton. Reservations are required for Latil's Landing and suggested for the Carriage House restaurant. You can also stay at the plantation. The property has a few quaint cottages that can sleep between 1 and 4 people. All of the cabins are right next to one another, so it makes for the perfect setup for bridal parties, girls' getaway weekends, and leadership retreats. A breakfast buffet for 2 is included in your night's stay as well. This unique museum is located on the same property as Hummus House. Tickets are $25 each for adults, and it's a really interesting way to see the history of the area. Visiting the Great River Road Museum opens visitors' eyes to what early life along the lower Mississippi was like. The culture, commerce, folklore, and music was a fusion of all the foreign countries that discovered and developed this new territory. From the wealthy owners of great sugar empires to the humble lives of the enslaved, this museum details how each lived and survived by this powerful body of water. The Mississippi River has proved to be the most important body of water in the United States. For early explorers, its width and powerful current taunted them as they attempted to cross and explore the other side. For businessmen, it proved to be the answer for westward expansion. And for power-hungry leaders, it was the cause of war and the prize for many battles.
We are headed out. If I said I wasn't exhausted, I would be lying. I am tired. But it's a good tired. It has been a great weekend. Yes, everything that you just saw was all in a weekend. Tico, who put together this whole trip for the Southeast Louisiana Gumbo group, was amazing. He thought of absolutely everything, down to having the the visitors bureaus come onto the bus in between stops and giving us strawberry daiquiris and telling us about the region and how tourism impacts their economy locally. Just every single detail was covered. But I always like to end my videos with what my favorite part of the trip was. And something I really appreciated out of this trip was that there was a little bit of something for every kind of traveler. Now, I have been on road trips where I stay in fish camps and RV parks and cabins in the woods, and I have been on trips where I've stayed in fine dining and 5-star accommodations, and I love all of it. There's a different mood for every trip, and I understand that not everybody wants fine dining, not everybody wants, a cabin in the woods. And so I thought that they did a really great job on this trip of being able to showcase what Louisiana, Southeast Louisiana, has to offer every kind of traveler. Of course, I love the historic homes, I love the culture, I love the people of Louisiana. They're unmatched. They are kind and giving and just beautiful souls. But that food, the food is my favorite part, always. Louisiana has some of the best cooks in the world. And I'm not talking like Michelin star dining. They have that too. But I'm talking home cooks. These people put their love into those dishes, and you can taste it in every single bite. So I want to thank Tico from Tourism Tactics with Tico for inviting me on this trip. I want to thank the Southeast Louisiana Gumbo group for having us out and creating just an amazing experience for all of us. And I want to thank all of the other media people that were on the trip with me. There was about 10 of us total, and we had a great time. We all got along really well. We encouraged one another. We took pictures of one another so that we could actually be in the photos and videos that we're experiencing. So it's just a great trip, and I hope that that you have figured out at least one city, one parish that you would like to go to, you would like to explore, you'd like to see more of. And if that's you, comment. I would love to know which one stroke your fancy, which one of those are something that you'd be interested in. And as always, if you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more travel tips like this.